It's Tuesday Tunes, it's the midnight hour, it's Miss Cassidy, and what better way to celebrate 72 editions with a few tunes from the year of 1972. So I say to you all, bonsoir, willkommen, and welcome to the show. Wir sagen, bienvenue, welcome. Yes, 1972 was the year Bob Fosse, Liza Minnelli, and Michael York ventured to Berlin to film Cabaret, a musical that was first made by Kander and Ebb back in the late 60s with Joel Grey and Lotte Lenya and Jill Hallworth and Judi Dench in London. And of course, the movie celebrated so wisely 50 years on. Currently playing at the Playhouse Theatre, now renamed the Kit Kat Club, on London's South Bank, celebrating 50 years with ultimate awards won at the Laurence Olivier's and of course Tony Awards over the years, and Liza won Best Actress as Sally Bowles in the movie back in 72. Good to remember all these wonderful tunes for marriage, welcomes, and all that wonderful money. Wonderful Liza with a Z, singing a medley there from the wonderful Cabaret. Liza with a Z, of course, was a television special celebrating the art and wonderful music of Kander and Ebb and Liza Minnelli, and the genius of some other songs included in the wonderful, perhaps one of the most beautiful, fantastic television specials ever created. And wonderful audience, star-studded, with the likes of Kay Thompson and Vincent Minnelli, Gwen Verdon and the like, all in attendance at a wonderful event for television. Liza with a Z. Fantastic to reminisce there back to 1972, and not only 1972, but episode 72, and all the wonders it beheld and behold. I've been very busy this week, and had some great times. You all know I went down to Cornwall to have a fantastic time, and on my journey back was down at JJ's in Emsworth last Sunday, and what a glorious time. The highest erection I've ever stood upon. The balcony and stage stand so high, and to perform to a most appreciative audience, a full house, standing room and sitting room, was just a delight. I'm back with you guys for Halloween. which is going to be great, celebrating my spooky spectacular. And that Halloween weekend coming up, a future date for some of your diaries. I'm back down in Cornwall on the Friday, the 28th. The 29th, I am in Petersfield at the Folly, which is going to be a set meal with the Halloween show. So 3-course meal and dinner and dance, which is going to be great. And then celebrating with you all down at JJ's on the 31st, which is going to be fantastic. And there's a date to be confirmed on the Sunday of Halloween weekend, but that's going to be a great one. For all of you that like a little dress up and to celebrate all things spooky in the land, that is going to be the weekend to enjoy and get a little dark and mysterious. But thanks again to all of you guys at JJ's, the staff, Martin, the team, all the waitresses, waiters, bar staff, and of course clientele and management. Thanks ever so much. Looking forward to coming back immensely. This Friday, I'm down at Thatcher's in North End, the northern quarter of North End in Portsmouth, with the wonderful Dazzle on the decks and a beautifully new refurbished venue recently undergoing a £250,000 refurb. So I'm looking forward to coming along to entertain for the warm-up of the Victorious Festival in Portsmouth and Southsea. Lots of entertainment all weekend down at Castle Fields in Southsea, from the Friday right through to the Sunday, with a stellar lineup of amazing pop, rock, indie, folk, and all things wonderful, comedy, music, and everything you could wish for in a festival. Something different every single night of the weekend, and perhaps one of the biggest events that Portsmouth and Southsea sees this bank holiday weekend. Of course, there's plenty going on in and around of many of the other cities, but a definite date for your diary is going to be Victorious and the wonderful festival it beholds this weekend, which is going to be great. And to warm up for you all very early from around 7 o'clock at Thatcher's in North End is going to be just great. Looking forward to it immensely. I've not played the venue for years with my jazz band, and as well as my live shows with tracks. It's going to be great to come and perform for you all and give you a little spectacular. As I felt like Satine from Moulin Rouge and Eva Perron combined last Sunday on the highest stage I have stood upon in many, many years. Here's a little bit of the movie of Baz Luhrmann's masterpiece, Moulin Rouge, and Spectacular.
Spectacular! No words in the vernacular can describe this great event. You'll be done with wonderment. Returns are fixed at 10%. You must agree that's excellent. And on top of your feet, you'll be involved artistically. What do you mean by that? So exciting, the audience will stop and cheer. So delighting, it will run for 50 years. So exciting, the audience will stop and cheer. So delighting, it will run for 50 years. No other than woolly bears, India,
and courtesans,
and duckling bears,
powder girls,
fire eaters, muscle and contortionists, intrigue, danger, and romance, electric lights, machinery, all of electricity. So exciting, the audience will stop and cheer. So delighting, it will run for 50 years. So exciting, the audience will stop and cheer. So delighting, it will run for 50 years. Spectacular, spectacular, no words in the vernacular can't describe this great event. You'll be done with wonderment. With the sound of music. So exciting, the audience will stop and cheer. So delighting, it will run for 50 years. So exciting, the audience will stop and cheer. So delighting, it will run for 50 years. The courtesan and Satana are pulled apart by an evil plan,
but in the end she is his son.
and their love is just too strong. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. So exciting, the audience is coming to. So delighting, it'll run for 50 years. Satana, his secret song, helps him play the evil one. Though the tyrant rant and rails, it is all to no avail. You will not escape!
Harold, no one could play him like
someone die? So exciting, your ears stop again, so delighting, people revel
Spectacular, spectacular from Moulin Rouge there. And what a spectacular production that is. Recently playing out at the Piccadilly Theatre, direct from Broadway. And wonderful, wonderful show to behold. And of course, with other shows coming up that I'm involved in, Follies. I've been recently speaking to my musical director and very much looking forward to that come this October down at the Alexandra Theatre. It's going to be a marvelous piece, and we're very much looking forward to getting that happening. My third involvement with the show after playing it at the Wimbledon Theatre and down at the Alexandra Theatre some 18 years ago. Can you believe it's that long, guys? So to revive it for a third time in my career is going to be beautiful. And with many other events happening, I did my good deed this week. Yesterday, I popped along to the residential home at Brook Lane in Loxheath to entertain the elders and the home for the elderly and bewildered, and it was beautiful. I had a beautiful time, and for a performer who's elderly and bewildered herself, it was a gorgeous treat to come and entertain some of our older residents of the land who were magnificent. You couldn't have been kinder and more appreciative. And to sing along from a bit of Brigadoon, from Almost Like Being in Love, and some wonders of the Thripney Opera from the olden times, to a little bit of Do Ron Ron and many other treats to behold in between. I looked spectacular, spectacular, even if I do say so myself, dressing up to the nines to bring a bit of sparkle and light. And you'll never guess what. Talk about nature reflecting art and art reflecting to society, with my philosophy art hat on at the moment. Whilst I was performing, this beautiful, huge dragonfly flew in through the window, through the doors at the back of the showroom, and took pride of place, flapping its wing right next to me. I mean, talk about nature noticing a bit of beauty, darling, coming into the room to spread a little light and love. And it's the first dragonfly I've seen in years. So the spirits and the insects and nature were with us in the show as well, darlings. A beautiful moment it was. And all of the staff were gorgeous, looking after the residents so well. And those that couldn't make it into the showroom, I did the rounds, did with my doctor hat on, popping around to say hi to the gang. And those that weren't quite able to make it into the lounge for the show. And it made a real difference for all of us. So a treat, and I'm looking forward to doing more events like that in the future. It was really heartwarming and enjoyable to bring a little love, light, and music and laughter to the folks. So thanks so much to Pete and Heather and all of you there for and Emma. Thank you ever so much for getting us over there to do our bit for the greater good and the good in the community. It was lovely. Thanks ever so much. And with a little traffic on the roads, coming on and off of islands and in and out of cities. We got there plenty of good time. And I have to thank my pop, too, my dad, for sorting the sound out, because unfortunately the sound hire company that we usually use wasn't available. So we had to rearrange quickly. So thanks ever so much, Dad. I really appreciate it. And, it takes all of us to make a show. So a good time was had by all. And, whilst doing a few 60s songs and twisting the memories and shouting out loud, I thought we'd go for a little 60s with Twist and Shout. And with Victorious this weekend, I think there's going to be a lot of Dr. Twists and a lot of Dr. Shouts out there. Here's the Isley Brothers. And with Victoria's Festival coming up, there's a great lineup, guys, with all you twisters and shouters. On Friday, we have the Stereophonics, Bombay Bicycle Club, James, Anna Calvi, Self-Esteem, Soak, Primal Scream. Saturday, Paolo Nutini, Bastille, The Wombats, Declan McKenna, Ocean Color Scene, Kula Shaker, White Lies, Andy C, Inhaler, Dodie, Sports Scream, The Subways, Remy Wolf, We Are Scientists, Baby Queen, Stefan Fredwell, Swim Deep, The Longest Johns, Roy Stride, Decays, Staunton Warriors, Blue Lab Beats, Shadow Child, Neon Hitch, Maya Delilah, Coach Party, Azaya, Tamzine, Worry Worry, and the Sugar Babes. Wonderful lineup for you. And then come Sunday, you lucky people can see Sam Fender, Anne Marie, Nothing But Thieves, Suede, Becky Hill, Metronomy, Amy McDonald, my goodness, Editors, Example, Sophie Alex Baxter, Hot Chips DJ Set, Sam Ryder, Embrace, The Raytons, Little Man Tate, Turin Breaks, Alfie Templeman, Little Roots, Dylan John Thomas, James Walsh, Bessie Turner, Natty, Honey Glaze, Baron Olivia, Margot Kilker, I beg your pardon, Fiona Bevan, Harvey J. Dodgson, The Libertines, and Saturday afternoon comedy from Joel Dommett, Milton Jones, and Susie Ruffle, Sunday afternoon comedy from Catherine Ryan, Russell Kane, and Rosie Jones. Phew! What a lineup! Get yourself along to the Victorious Festival. Tickets available online from just £55 per day. So 26th, 27th, and 28th of August, Southie is going to be rocking and rolling, twisting, and shouting. And on a more sadder note, I have to pay homage to a great lady of stage and screen who sadly passed away. You probably know her best from Keeping Up Appearances and appearances in Last of the Summer Wine. The wonderful Josephine Tewson. We say a fond farewell to you, and a lady who has made us laugh with spilling plenty of cups of tea at hyacinth bouquets, and your wonderful career on stage and on screen. A little moment to remember the great, late Josephine Tewson.
I'm telling you, suddenly become allergic to coffee.
Makes no difference. I never drink any. I just spill it. Yes, thank you, Hyacinth, in 10 minutes.
The wonderful Keeping Up Appearances, and a fond memory of Josephine Tewson and the glorious cast who made us all laugh for so many years, and remembering how important it is to keep up our appearances. Farewell, darling. All right, and whilst I was with the folks over at Brooks Farm Rest Home, we had the lovely birthday of Beryl, wishing you many happy returns and joy to celebrate with you, darling. I've also managed to get myself into a few of the bars to, just a little aperitif for a sip of this or that here and there, a nice pint of Guinness. Good for the belly, you know. The iron is good for us. And a little Bailey's on ice here and there. And even a bitter shandy on my return from Cornwall. And I don't drink all that much these days, darling. But a couple of glasses of vino with wine. I beg your pardon. A couple of glasses of wine with dinner doesn't go amiss every once in a while. And some lovely sandwiches and a nice little bit of salad and some crisps over with the folks at the home was very delightful too. And remembering the good times is important with all of our day music in the afternoons and even, from time to time, a little night music.
The old deserted beach that we walked. Remember.
Remember the cafe in the park where we talked. Remember
Remember.
the tenor on the boat that we saw had bells in the bottom ride.
How we laughed. How we cried.
How you promised and how I lied.
That the love
I remember singing that with Gemma and Andrew at the Baton in Unexpected Songs many years ago, which were due to revive a new version of Unexpected Songs, celebrating the work of Mr. Andrew Lloyd Webber. But back then we mixed and amalgamated all of the composers from Leslie Bricusse to Mel Brooks and Sondheim and Lloyd Webber and Kander Nab and all the greats. And it was a beautiful piece at the Arts Centre many years ago. I think it was the turn of the century. It was the millennium. So that's how long ago it was. And what a time we had, huh? Just between doing Little Shop of Horrors and La Cage aux Folles, I believe. Yeah. Gosh, how young we were, darling. I remember how young we were. But after my ventures to some of the Weatherspoons down in Cosham on the High Street, popping in for a little beverage at the Post and at Havant's Parchment Makers as well. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated for looking after us so well. And, you know, the drink prices are so reasonable in some of these places if drinking's your thing or dining out is your thing. And with many other things to enjoy, sometimes we have to sing along for the oldies, a few sing-alongs, which I did this weekend. And when I come to you next, we're going to pop a few of these numbers in for you all to join in with. Perfect glee. Good old Vera Lynn. Lovely, Vera Lynn. Roll out the barrel. And with the companies I've worked with and for and on behalf of over the years, locally and further afield, there's plenty of goings on with Barnum playing for the Arundel Players up at the Priory Playhouse in the gorgeous village of Arundel, which is just stunning. And some of the shows I've worked on at that particular theatre, from Drowsy Chaperone, On the Town, The Hot Mikado, and Merrily We Roll Along. Well, Rolling Out the Barrel seemed to be an appropriate one to sing. For all the companies that have come back together to collaborate after many wonderful solo careers and ventures in film, television, and other stage productions. For the local companies, for Ferrum Musical Society, who are performing movies versus musicals from the 22nd to the 24th of September here in 2022 at the gorgeous, wonderful, and fabulous recently refurbished New Theatre Royal in Portsmouth, 7:30 p.m. nightly and 2:30 p.m. on the Saturday matinee. And tickets, of course, are available at the box office 02392 649 000 or on the newtheatreroyal.com website, or indeed www.ferrummusicalsociety.com. Tickets from £10 to £16. Movies versus musicals. So best wishes to you guys this September, and this week best wishes to you all up in wonderful Arundel, who are playing out the gorgeous circus musical Barnum, and many other things happening near and far, with Follies coming up in October. Looking forward to working with some of you again at Ross and the wonderful Alexandra Theatre, along with other ventures over at Titchfield, more to be announced with details of those shows coming up into the autumn and winter, and the King's Theatre, New Theatre Royal, with pre-panto seasons. There's still plenty happening this September, October, November, before you all start becoming dames, duchesses, ugly sisters, and the like. We have a lot of real musical and acting roles going on prior to Pantoland beginning. I can assure you of that. So, with movies versus musicals coming into play, I thought a little bit of this would be nice. From the great Jerry Herman.
Hey, Mabel. What do they know about making movies? Like I told you, not a goddamn thing. Movies were movies when you paid a dime to escape. Cheering the hero and hissing the man in the cape.
Wise words from Mr. Herman there. What do they know about making movies? Leave it to us real movie makers and theater folk to be the creationists. God bless you all.
Movies were movies when you paid a dime to escape. Cheering the hero and hissing the man in the cape. Romance and action and thrills. Partnered as gold in their hills. Movies were movies when during the titles you'd know you'd get a happy ending, dozens of plundering cops in a thundering chase. Getting a bang out of lemon meringue in the face. Bandits attacking a train. One little tramp with a cane. Movies were movies when I ran the show. Movies were movies when Pauline was tied to the track. After she trudged through the ice with a babe on her back. Girls at the seashore would stand, all in a row in the sand, rolling their stockings an inch and a quarter below. The line of decency and Swanson and Keaton and Dressler and William S. Hart. No one pretended that what we were doing was art. We had some guts and some luck, but we were just making a buck. Movies were movies when I ran the show. And Swanson and Keaton and Dressler and William S. Hart. No one pretended that what we were doing was art. We had some guts and some luck, but we were just making a buck. Movies were movies when I ran the show.
Wonderful. The lovely George Hearn there, who created many roles from the wonderful, great, beautiful Zaza and Alban in La Cage aux Folles, to other great roles, including Mr. Sweeney Todd, of course, and Max Sennett, amongst many other great, wonderful stage roles from Sunset Boulevard, Max, and all those great creations, and A Voice to Die For. The lovely Mr. George Hearn, reminding the folks that aren't the movie makers to leave the movie folk, actors, actresses, artistes, and wonderful theater folk to get on with our business, because you shouldn't fuck with the artists, darling. Don't mess with the artists. Let us get on with what we have to do. And you stick to your worlds, we'll stick to ours. And on that note, sometimes we can only be taught by certain folk in the world. And I go back to 1972 now, when Liza and the gang sang it out loud and proud, "For the only man who could ever teach me or you would be a son of a preacher man. For all the good, bad, and indifferent."
Sweet talking Jimmy Ray was the son of a preacher man. preacher man's son. Yes, he was.
Jimmy Ray was a preacher's son, and when his daddy would visit, he'd come along. When they gathered round the parlor talking, Cousin Jimmy would take me walking through the back which we'd go walking. Then he'd look into my eyes. Lord knows, to my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. Yeah, the only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. What? He was. What? Ooh, yes, he was. Being good isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. When it started in sweet talking to me, come and tell me everything is alright. Kiss and tell me everything is alright. Can he get away again tonight? The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. Yeah, the only boy who could ever teach me. He was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. What? He was. What? Ooh, yes, he was. How well I remember the look that was in his eyes, stealing kisses from me on the slide, taking time to make time, telling me that it's all mine, learning from each other's flowing and watching to see how much we grow. The only one who could ever reach her was the son of a preacher man. He was the sweet talking son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Oh, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. Yeah, the only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. The only boy who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was.
The wonderful Liza Minnelli, under the watchful eye of Bob Fosse. Fred Ebb producing in association with the Singer Company. A wonderful television concert, Liza with a Z, and Son of a Preacher Man, recorded by many artists from Dusty Springfield and other gorgeous creations. What a tune. And the great teachings there. Other shows coming up in the future, the wonderful Portsmouth Players, with the mention of Victoria's coming up. The exciting program of future shows are Shrek the Musical, with book and lyrics by David Lindsay Aber, and of course music by Janine Tesori. Tuesday the 11th of October to Saturday the 15th of October. Box office at the King's Theatre, 02392828282, kingsportsmouth.co.uk, or box office at kingsportsmouth.co.uk. The Great Shrek from DreamWorks happening, and next year, exciting lineup as well, Little Shop of Horrors, which is going to be at the Studio Theatre in Milton Park come 2023 of March. And in June, back to the summer shows, Calendar Girls, the musical, where all the girls are in their nutties to make money for the greater good. After all, we come into the world naked and we leave it naked. So Gary Barlow and Tim Firth's musical will be celebrated gloriously at the prestigious King's Theatre in June of 2023. Some great future dates for your diaries from the local companies, and exciting times ahead. And if we go to the Golden Girls for just a moment, as B. Arthur would look across the programming of shows for local companies, if she saw Calendar Girls was happening, this would be her response, darling. I saw B perform this live at the Booth Theatre on Broadway, and she was super fantastic. And just between friends, what can you get a nudist for her birthday?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
A question.
Yes.
A question.
Yes.
It's something I can't figure out. I hope you won't say no.
No.
It's all about my sister.
What?
My sister.
Oh.
My sister.
Oh.
She's joined a nudist colony. So what I want to know,
Yes.
What can you get a nudist for her birthday? What kind of birthday present can you buy? Tell me on the level, can I send her a muff? Oh, I know it's true they wear a smile, but that can't be enough. What can you get a nudist for a present? The things I used to give her would be wrong. I'd send a check, but dash it, how could she go out and cash it? What can you get a nudist when her birthday comes along?
Billy Goldenberg at the piano and B. Arthur on Broadway. Oh my God, how fantastic. And wonderfully speaking of all the bits and bobs we have, from tits and bums and willies and fannies, darling. We've all got them, and we all came out of one. That's how we all first arrived. Right, a little bit of sex and nookie and us popping into the world. They gotta learn sometime. And now to a little sad news before we complete our show today. I was so saddened to hear somebody passing in my age bracket, really. A great star who performed in many shows, from Chicago as Billy Flynn, and the wonderful Nikki Arnstein in Funny Girl on the wonderful, beautiful West End stage of the Savoy, who I watched at press night, sat alongside the lovely Lola Lasagna, Carol Todd, and Alison Steadman in attendance in the audience to watch a superstar, and his real career was only just getting started. To hear of his sad passing was nothing short of a shock, and so upsetting for so many of us in and out of the industry. My heartfelt and deepest sympathy goes out to anyone that knew him, friends and family, and theater family, as well as blood relatives, to the great Darius Danish Campbell. We will miss a great star of our industry. A man who also had a very wonderful early pop career alongside the very earliest pop idol, alongside Will Young and Gareth Gates and Zoe Burkett, all that were involved in the wonderful first outing of the pop idols and X Factor generation of artists that came through this side of the millennium. And he had a great pop career. And in my early career, we used to parody one of his numbers with real affection and real love for a star. My dear partner in crime back then, Miss Dolly, and I in Trashville, Tennessee, used to parody one of his great numbers, Colorblind. And the original was just a fantastic tune. And you'll be sorely missed by so many. So I thought, in your honor and in your memory, for such a young man to pass so soon, I would play this. Gone, but never, ever will be forgotten.
What I'm trying to figure
the great Darius Campbell, colorblind. What a career, what a man, and such a handsome chap, gone so soon. Such a sad, sad news this past week. And not only his pop career, but his musical career should also be remembered. So this week, I fondly leave you with something that we all care about in all of our families, with all of our friends, and that is love. And being with the folks down at the residential home this past week as well has made me realize how important it is to care. The more we care, the more we learn, and the more the world cares in return. And if all you care about is love, then this is the tune for you. And a better world for all of us eventually. And remember, I hope you can remember and take firm consolidation in the fact that although people are gone in body, they're here with us in spirit, and they're soon to return in another form in your future somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Tony Award winner, Chita Rivera. Is everybody here? Is everybody ready? Hit it. I don't care about expensive things, cashmere coats, diamond rings, don't mean nothing. All I care about is love. That's what I'm here for. Here for wearing silk cravats, ruby studs, satin spats. Don't mean a thing. All I care about is love. All she cares about is love. Give me two eyes of blue, softly saying, when I see you standing there, honest mister, I'm a millionaire. I don't care for any fine attire Vanderbilt might desire. No, no, not me. All I care about is love. Now you may think I'm talking about physical love. Well, I'm not. Not just physical love. There are all kinds of love. There's love of justice, love of lending a hand to somebody, love of legal procedure, love of your fellow man. Now that's the kind of love I'm talking about. And physical love ain't so bad either. This may sound odd, but all I care about is love. That's what she's here for. Honest to God, all I care about is love. All she cares about is love. Show me long, raven hair, running down about to there. When I see her running free, keep your money, that's enough for me. I don't care for driving packet cars or smoking long box cigars. No, no, not me. All I care about is doing the guy in who's picking on you, twisting the wrist that's turning the screw. All I care about is love.
The great, beautiful Chita Rivera in an homage to Darius Dinesh Campbell, one of our great Billy Flynns. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. We're going to give you a couple more tunes. And back to 1972 and the 1970s thereafter. Chita, of course, appeared in the very first production of Chicago on Broadway with Gwen Verdon. And Liza stepped in to replace Gwen for a short period of time on Broadway, playing Roxy Hart. And, of course, the wonderful good times that have been had by all should be remembered fondly. and all the Cheetahs and all the Velmas and all the Roxys and Billies and all the other characters that have played upon the boards, in all the world being a stage, and all of us men and women merely players, having our entrances and our exits. Now, those are my favorite words of Mr. Shakespeare, and a little bit from As You Like It there, but we've all advanced on somewhat from some of the Shakespearean language to teach new words and new lyrics and new meaning to everybody, and advancing into this wonderful millennium, remembering it's 2022, not 1822, and all the wonderful things still to do, all the wonderful things still to say, still to sing, still to dance, still to learn. Be kind where you can. Be happy where you can. And understand the truth from the fiction in life, most importantly. And remember, so much is fabricated in this world for business, for commerce, for trade. And sometimes when you get down to the brass roots of it all, things ain't so bad. Things aren't nearly as tough or as hard as you may have first heard or made out. There's good and bad in everyone, but mostly people want happiness and life and vitality for their friends, for their neighbors, and for themselves, and for our families. So with that in mind, remembering the good times, this most intriguing song, which took me a long time to truly understand. I've sung this only once in my career, down at the Old Vic, many years ago. And I was then reflecting my 20s, and now in my middle age, I can sing this again sometime and reflect a few more of my dirty 30s. I'll sing this once every decade to reflect the previous 10 years, I think. But here's another excerpt from Miss Minnelli and The Good Time.
I now pronounce you for the rest of your life. I now pronounce you man and It was a good time, it was the best time, it was a party just to be near you. It was a good time, it was the best time, and we believed that it would last forever. We would stay together and share the laughter with never ever a morning after. It was a good time, it was the best time. It seemed a short time, but such a good time. Since you've gone and won't be mine again, there are many stars that will not shine again, except sometime deep in my reverie you return, and then I remember when. It was a good time, it was the best time, it was a party just to be near you. It was a good time, it was the best time, and we believe that it would last forever. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush early in the morning. Mama wakes up and she's alone, she's alone, she's alone. Mama wakes up and she's alone early in the morning. Linda, my fair lady. Yes, she looks a lot like you. Yes, she does look. Yes. My fair lady. Baby, baby bunting,
What a number. Oh my gosh. With My Fair Lady playing in London this summer, I thought that an appropriate song to complete our show with today. And for all the highs and lows of marriage and relationships and children and parenthoods and everything else that goes with it, life lessons in that tune. And Liza never really understood the song until she sang it, I hear in interviews afterwards. And many other wonderful intriguing moments in between the life lessons of the lyrics of Candor and Ev there. And beautiful song, it really is, and goes through all sorts of emotions of, family breakups, family gets-togethers, and all of those essence of intrigue, and helps children and parents understand one another a little more. And the growing up of everything, the Peter Pan syndromes and us Tinkerbells out there wanting to remain young forever, but every once in a while helping the world grow up a little with lyrics and wonderful moments such as that. The great 72 version of It Was a Good Time. And wasn't it? Didn't we have so many good times in all of the drama and all of the heartache? There was so much good. And with Stereophonics playing out at Victorious this weekend, starting it off with a bang on Friday, and with me warming up for you in Portsmouth as well. In North End, it's going to be great with this beautiful tune to wish you all a most happy bank holiday. And I know the Edinburgh Festival is going on right the other end of the country, and Manchester has festivals and everything else in between. There's lots going on this bank holiday. And the wonderful West End has almost every theatre show you can imagine in the different houses. And of course, you can get out to Edinburgh. There's lots going on at the Fringe. I was speaking to my dear friend Danny, who went along to see Jinx Monsoon of RuPaul's Drag Race fame and said she was fantastic. And also Briefs, which, that sounds intriguing. I think the men were getting down to their deep undies playing out on the stage. And wonderful shows. I think back to my days at the Edinburgh Fringe prior to going into the West End and playing out at the Pride Festivals up at Planet. I'm having a great time. I'm going to come back up and see you all soon upon the request of the fans, darling, as I spend a lot of time down south, and it's always glorious to come up north and see you all. And I'll get around to see a lot of you in between. The tour dates are wonderful this autumn and winter and late summer, so I'll keep you updated with where I'm going to be, with what's going on, and all of the wonders that behold locally and further afield. And all I can do now is wish you all a most happy bank holiday, a great weekend, and I hope you all have a nice day. Whatever day lies ahead for you, I hope it's nice. Here's the Stereophonics. Have a good time, guys. Be safe, be careful, and be wonderful. Look out for one another and have a good time. Don't overindulge too much. You know what I'm saying, kids?
San Francisco Bay, house be 39, early PM, can't remember what time. Got the waiting cab, stopped at the red light. I dressed and sure of, headed tonight, just right. It started straight off, coming here as hell. That's his first words. We asked what he meant. He said, where you from? We told him I liked. We take a holiday. Is this what you want? So have a nice day. Have a nice day.
I really hope you all have a nice day. And I know I've not really done birthdays this year, but I have to do a couple of mentions. For my sister-in-law, Jane, I wish you all the best, darling. Thanks for being there through all the highs and lows of our lives. I hope you had a glorious day last weekend. We all celebrated in style, raising a glass here, there, and everywhere. And my dear pal Ben, who celebrated his birthday just yesterday, and I know you'll have had a great time. And I know you're abroad sailing the ocean waves and having a lovely time. And for all of our good times in Italia and Sicilia and Gran Canaria and here at home, happy birthday, darling. And to all of you out there who may be celebrating a birthday or another, I know Al's got his birthday coming up. Happy birthday. And of course, many of you Virgos now, as we're into virgin territory. Very few of us left in the world who are virgins. And all of you lovely Leos who are ruling the roost and still remaining kings, queens, princes, and princesses of the jungle. And all of us lovely people who can look after one another. Pick up the phone and get in touch with one another. Be happy, be healthy, and be marvelous. And I apologize for not having the phone in this weekend with one of our guests, but that's all going to be reinstalled from next week. With so much going on in the bank holiday period, we're getting things back to the Getting to Know You section next week. So don't fear, it is a new segment of the show, but going to be starting probably next week. So again, thanks for tuning in this week, guys. It's been Tuesday Tunes. It's been marvelous. You've been fabulous, and I've been marvelous too. Take care now, and see you all soon. And speak to you all again next Tuesday at the midnight hour.